position we sleep in also plays a crucial role. Sleeping in the wrong position can really lead to serious health issues. How often do we turn over during the night? How often do we change our sleeping position? I'll explain that in a bit. Hello, we are Better Body Daily, and with our YouTube channel, we want to provide medical, understandable, and correct information about diseases, causes of these diseases, and what we can do about them ourselves, with our own diet combined with exercise and sport. Because all of this is very closely related, and if you don't want to miss anything, then subscribe to our channel now. Sleep positions. Some of us can only fall asleep on our backs. Some people prefer sleeping on their stomachs, while others need earplugs. Everyone has a different sleep routine, and we even change our sleeping positions during the night. The position we sleep in can affect our health, well-being, and the duration of our sleep. So, which position is the best, and which one should we avoid if we snore or have certain health conditions? Let's take a closer look at that now. 5 common sleep mistakes. Yes, tracking your sleep can be helpful, especially when you want to check how long you've slept. And, of course, how much deep sleep and REM sleep you get. But you have to be careful not to become obsessive about it. Feel free to comment if you also track your sleep with one of those wrist devices. But now, here are 5 common mistakes or things to look out for when it comes to sleep. Number 1. Too much screen time before bed. This is a huge problem for many of us. Personally, I put my phone away at least 30 minutes before going to bed, though it's even better to do so 60 minutes before. Number 2. Irregular sleep times. Many of us go to bed at different times each day. This throws off our natural biorhythm and can reduce the quality of sleep, potentially leading to long-term sleep disorders. It's not about 5 or 10 minutes, but if you go to bed at 6 p.m. one day and 11 p.m. the next, that's a problem. Number 3. Eating too late. A heavy meal in the evening can disturb your sleep, especially fatty or sugary foods. Ideally, you should eat your last meal 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. Number 4. Wrong mattress. Many people focus on other things like avoiding eating before bed or the room temperature, but the mattress is really important. A mattress that's too soft or too hard can lead to back pain and discomfort. A wrong pillow can also cause neck tension. People often don't realize that pillows should match your sleeping position. Number 5. Incorrect room temperature. This is crucial. If it's too warm, we sweat and toss and turn. If it's too cold, our muscles tense up and we sleep restlessly. The optimal sleep temperature is between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius, 60 to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Opening a window can be a good idea, but make sure you're properly covered. But now let's move on to the different sleeping positions. Sleeping on your back, supine position. The main benefit of sleeping on your back is that your head, neck, and torso are in a neutral position, distributing your body weight evenly. This helps relieve pressure on your joints, such as your shoulders, since the spine can maintain its natural S shape in this position, and it's particularly good for people with back pain. However, this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, and you should test it out yourself. It's also a good position for your discs, as it reduces pressure on them. To avoid neck tension, make sure you're using a flat pillow. Sleeping on your back can also support digestion because it keeps the stomach in a neutral position, minimizing acid reflux, which is great for people with heartburn. In fact, people with heartburn often find this position helpful. However, you should lie slightly elevated, not flat on your back. Disadvantages of sleeping on your back. However, back sleeping has significant downsides for some people. For instance, it's very common for people to snore more in this position. The tongue and soft palate tissue can fall back and partially block the airways, causing snoring. This can also lead to obstructive sleep apnea, where breathing stops temporarily during sleep. This condition is surprisingly common and should be assessed, especially since it can increase the risk of high blood pressure, heart rhythm disturbances, heart attacks, or strokes. Sleeping on your stomach, prone position. Many people try to sleep on their stomach. While we move a lot during the night, we don't always end up in the same position we started in. The main advantage of sleeping on your stomach is that snoring and temporary breathing interruptions are the least likely. Studies show that people with sleep apnea benefit from sleeping on their stomachs. However, sleeping on your stomach has certain downsides. It strains the spine, especially the lower back, because the natural curvature of the spine is flattened. This can cause pain and numbness. If you sleep with your head on a pillow, your neck vertebrae can become twisted, leading to pain. Also, stomach sleeping can reduce breathing capacity, which negatively impacts sleep quality. If you prefer this position, it's better to sleep without a pillow or with a very thin pillow to avoid neck strain. Side sleeping, lateral position. Side sleeping stretches and relaxes the spine, helping to prevent back pain. Compared to back sleeping, snoring and breathing interruptions are less frequent since the airways remain open. However, side sleepers sometimes unconsciously place their arm under their head, which can restrict blood flow or compress nerves, leading to numbness. It's also worth noting the difference between sleeping on the left and right side. If you have heartburn, it's better to avoid lying on your right side, as it can worsen symptoms. For people with heart failure, sleeping on the right side can be beneficial because it relieves pressure on the heart. So if you have both heart and acid reflux issues, focus on relieving the heart condition. Embryonic position, fetal position. Many people sleep in the fetal position. It's a comfortable position for many, and it often helps with snoring. However, it restricts diaphragm breathing and can compress the chest. The curled up posture might increase pressure on the joints, especially if you have hip or knee issues. If you're a side sleeper, consider putting a pillow between your knees to maintain a neutral spine. Pregnant women often prefer the fetal position as it helps reduce pressure on the abdomen. Training your sleep position. There's no one perfect sleep position for everyone. It depends on individual factors and what feels comfortable. Personally, I prefer sleeping on my side, switching between the left and right side. My only issue is occasionally waking up with a numb arm. If you're used to sleeping on your back but have issues with snoring or back pain, there are a few tricks you can use to retrain your sleep position. One option is using a pillow to prevent you from turning onto your stomach. Another technique is using the tennis ball method, where a tennis ball is sewn into your shirt or a sleeping strap. When you try to roll onto your back, the discomfort from the ball will encourage you to stay on your side. Changing your sleep position isn't something that will happen overnight. It usually takes 2 to 4 weeks for your body to adjust. The spine should remain in a neutral position, but ultimately you'll need to try it out for yourself. It also occasionally happens that you sleep on a different mattress, but you have to live with what you have. However, more importantly, there are things you can influence. 30 to 60 minutes before going to sleep, don't be on your phone anymore. It's best to go for a walk beforehand because this is important for melatonin production. We need melatonin to fall asleep properly. A relaxation ritual can also help calm down and prepare for sleep. You wouldn't believe how much happens subconsciously in our bodies. So spend 15 to 30 minutes relaxing on the sofa without scrolling through your phone, or go for a walk maybe with your dog, but without the phone. Another tip is to think about sleep in the evening. Make it a routine to optimize your sleep environment, especially in the summer as much as possible. So if you know it's afternoon or early evening, open the windows, darken the room. Also, make sure to have a light evening meal, about 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. Avoid heavy exercise like HIIT or similar close to bedtime. I used to do that too, but not anymore. Now, I prefer something a bit more relaxed in the evening. So, here's my concrete tip for you. First, eat, then begin your digital break, then focus on relaxing, like going for a walk, and finally, prepare your bedroom. The last step should be reflection and gratitude. Take 5 minutes to reflect on the day, for example, writing down 3 things, or telling your partner 3 things that went well today or that they liked. And now, feel free to share with me in the comments. What is your favorite sleeping position? Thank you for watching and stay loyal to me.